here with my lives, I was able to put a link to the book and to this book in the description. Wake up. Your body is telling you something. So I'm going to read, this is the second video in the series. It's called Ways to Nurture Yourself. This one is called Physical. But there is physical, emotional. I just read and created a video on the emotional ways to nurture yourself, the mental ways, and the spiritual ways. So I went to a workshop where the author was showcasing this, giving her credit, Suzanne Harrill, MED, LPC, and author. And I want to invite her on the podcast and we can interview her and y'all can meet her. So basically, we are going to start off by sharing the ways to nurture yourself physically. Okay? So I'm just thinking, do I want that blanket? I'm kind of cold. Hang on a second. Okay. We're just very natural around here. I'm cold. My lives are all about the real life. All right, so here we go. Ways to nurture yourself physically. This is video 2 in a video series based on some information from Suzanne Harrill. And I want y'all to see the fireplace so it'll help make you warm. All right, ways to nurture yourself physically. Take a walk. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Ride a bike. I'm going to add here because of my channel and because I know based on my experiment, I'm on day 75. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Rebound for 3 minutes a day. I'm doing 10, sometimes 15, but just do 3 and you'll be nurturing yourself physically. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Soak in a hot bath with essential oils and music. Yes. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Eat totally healthy for 1 day. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Stretch and move to music. I could stretch today, I need it. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Get a massage. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Join a class practicing Tai Chi, yoga, or Pilates. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Sit in the sun for 15 minutes. I do that. I put my feet in the ground, I sit on the ground, and I sit in the sun for about 15 minutes. Today there's no sun, so I can't do it. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Change one thing to improve your diet. So the other day I said I had a changed behavior. I went to a restaurant and I didn't order unsweet tea for my beverage. I ordered water, which is a changed behavior. Normally I like to drink unsweet tea. However, I know because I took some tea classes from a master tea class person. Her name was Thea McCann. She's since passed away, but she taught us that if you're drinking conventional tea and it's not organic, then you're drinking the pesticides that are on the tea leaves, because tea leaves are never rinsed until you steep them in a water, and boiling water. So I know when I drink restaurant tea, I'm drinking pesticides, so I really need to stop that. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Observe the birds and animals in nature. That feels good, doesn't it? Ways to nurture yourself physically. Watch the clouds. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Sit in a garden or a park. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Take a nap. I like naps. I think when you sleep, that's when your body has a time to heal. So if you're recovering from an illness of any kind of disease, I recommend napping. Sleep as much as you can, because when you're active and moving and metabolizing and everything, your body's doing that, and it's not necessarily actively healing. It's when you rest at night and when you rest taking naps that your body can calm down and use the energy of the body to heal itself. So that's it. Ways to nurture yourself physically. Okay? So if anyone's on here, can y'all think of anything that she missed? What are some ways to nurture yourself physically that you do that she didn't mention? Let's see if I can come up with any. Ways to nurture yourself physically. I would say something like give a hug or get a hug from someone, because I know hugs are very powerful, and the connection. One of my love languages is physical touch, and so if you can be around someone that you can physically, hold their hand or put your hand on their back as a supportive mechanism, with permission, of course, that would be a good way to nurture yourself physically. Or ask someone to put their hand on your back if you need that connection and if you need physical touch to help yourself be nurtured. There's whole businesses around that. Have you ever seen those, what are they called, like doulas for touch? Ways to nurture yourself physically. She talked about, she didn't. On the other column, she talked about holding a pet, petting a dog or a cat, or like an animal of some sorts that can help you physically. Did you know that the earth has magnetic resonance inside the core of the earth? There's like a energy vibration that kind of syncs with the moon, and that's why the oceans have waves. That's wave energy, and our bodies connect with that same gravitational energy. But if our bodies are like batteries, you can get decharged or uncharged or deactivated, or whatever you want to call it, where your batteries are going weak. But you can go outside when it's warm enough, because right now it's Arctic cold outside for most of us in the US, and put your hands and your feet and or sit in a grass or a park or something. It's not as great. You can't do it on cement. You got to get in the earth. You got to get your feet and your body on the earth. And then you can also touch a tree, put your hands up against a tree. Trees have vibration and they make sounds. Even like mushrooms have vibration. I saw a group who was putting a resonant needle into a mushroom, and it was synthesizing a sound out of the mushrooms. Holding your animals, holding your dogs also grounds you, believe it or not. So I have some wood I brought in, some tree wood that I brought in for my fire. I bet if I held on to some wood, I bet there would be some vibrational energy stored in that wood. I don't know, it may not if it's If the wood is dead, it may not have the vibrational energy in it. I think it might only be things that are still like a life force is running through them. What else, guys? What are other ways to nurture yourself physically that she did not mention in her list? I think like drinking water, definitely alkaline water. If you can drink alkaline water and you put that mineral and energy and vitality into your cells, I think that nurtures you physically. So, alkaline water is important. I have alkaline water in my life. Last year in January, I bought a alkaline machine. Can y'all see that this bottle looks kind of dirty? Is it visible? It looks, see that? It's sediment. This is, oh, there's a good visual for it. There's sediment on the bottle edges because I put alkaline water in these glass bottles and then I drink them during the day, and there is a residue. Why is there a residue? Because the mineral, what makes them alkaline, here, let me see if I can show y'all the residue. Yeah, can y'all see how I'm wiping away the residue? Right there. See how it's cleaner right there where my finger was versus below? There's a residue inside the alkaline water, and our bodies want an alkaline environment. That's what the body is trying to always balance, alkalinity, to keep the cells healthy. And so you can help support your alkaline environment by drinking alkaline water. Most of the water that comes through, like the city, is all stripped. They're trying to clean it to keep us healthy, but they're stripping it of all the good stuff too. It's killing all the good and it's killing all the bad. So when you can put alkalinity back in your water, so the way that my machine works is it's on the counter by the sink and it plugs in to the faucet. So when I do the faucet, of the regular water, I have a little turn a valve and then it pipes the city water into the machine, and then it trickles through the machine over some, I think they're platinum plates or something, that some kind of mineralized plates that 1 to 5 minutes of silence per day. That's great. That's beautiful. The water trickles over, this is how I understand the technology of the machine I have. The water trickles over the plates, which puts alkalinity and minerals back into the water, and then it mineralizes it. So the unmineralized water comes through the city water, and then my machine puts the alkalinity and creates the healthy water back in, and that's what I end up drinking. So when you do things like coffee, you're negating all the good. So then I got to do more of the good. But you know what? I believe in balance. I believe that life is okay to create balance. That's why our bodies are constantly keeping us healthy, because we can have balance. If we put something not so great in our body can work with it if you give it the resources to manage what you did that was not so good. So I love that Jero's Dan, 1 to 5 minutes of silence per day nurtures you. Great. That is awesome. I agree. So I think eating plants help with creating a life force in you, and you get that energy from the sun that grew the plant, and that life force gets inside of you and that nurtures you physically. What else? Just being patient and kind to yourself. Giving yourself grace. That might be another category, but just give yourself break. Don't beat yourself up so much. Don't talk to yourself so much in a way that like you shoulda, woulda, coulda. You should have done that. You would have, if you would have done that, I think you could have done that. You know, that doesn't help us at all, and it's past. So affirm the positive, affirm the vital in you, affirm vitality in you, and that's good to help you with the physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental. So as I mentioned, so this video is 15 minutes. As I mentioned, I want to make separate videos of each of these topics. So we've already done the emotional video. I have to label it as such when I hang up. The physical video was just now. I'm about to create a mental, how to nurture yourself mentally video live. And I'm going to create how to nurture yourself physically. So I'm going to make 4 videos. So when people type in how to nurture yourself or ways to nurture yourself mentally or nurture yourself physically, they can Google that and find just a separate video that's focused on what they're looking for. I don't want to put them all in one video. It's too long. People don't want to watch videos for that long. So I think 15 minutes is long enough as a video stands. So y'all catch me in about 2 minutes. I'm going to heat up my coffee, put some hot water in it and warm it up, and then I'll be back on for the next one. Let's see, what did you say? Have positive images and words around you, like love symbols in your room and the butterflies by your treadmill. Look, Jaros, look what's around me in my living room. Do you see? What are those? Butterflies. Butterflies. And then there's family. I've got my loved ones in a big picture. Yes. I've got this above my TV. It's subconscious as I'm watching TV. I've got more butterflies over there. I have pretty flowers from Italy. That's a Capodimonte. There's my sisters. And then there's my family all together from the 80s before my parents got divorced. My parents got divorced after 33 years of being married in 1993. And it took about 10 years for my dad to get over his anger, but he doesn't realize he was the cause of the problem. They're both passed away now, but I will tell you the good news is that from 2003, so 10 years after he got over his anger, he got cancer. That's not good news, but he got cancer, and my mom was very sweet to him with all her health knowledge during his cancer scare, and she was kind and helpful during his cancer lymphoma scare in 2003, and he let go of his anger and his irritation about getting divorced and decided to be happy. So that cancer scare woke him up and got him to be happy and joyful. And then the rest of the years, so from 2003 to 2019, 2003, okay, so if that was like 2003 to 2023, that would have been 20 years. So backtrack 4 years from there. So for the last 16 years of his life, because he passed away in 2019, my mom and him were able to be in each other's lives for Christmases. We all did Christmas together on Christmas Eve, and if there was any grandkids or family celebrations, we all joyfully were able to be together all those years together in the later years. So it all turned out well and good. And sometimes it takes a really big life event to wake us up. And that's the title of this book. Wake up. Your body is telling you something. And this is what happened to my dad. He got cancer, and he got his mind straight. He stopped being angry about having created a divorce in his life and started to love people and things again. So, this book is called How to Grow and Evolve from Health Challenges and Life-Altering Circumstances. It's funny because I haven't even thought about how my dad shifted. It just came to me just now as we're talking about this conversation. Yes, I saw them. Butterflies mean freedom. Yes, yes, Jerose. Yes, I am all about my freedom. Yes, butterflies symbolize freedom. Freedom. And you know what? Jerose, do you know what my nickname is? Okay, do you know? Have you heard me say it? My real name is Lydia. We all know that, right? And in 1998, when I was going through a very big transformation, my nickname became Butterflydia. Butterflydia. What is that? Butterfly. The F-L-Y begins the L-Y-D-I-A. The Butterflydia. I'm the Butterflydia. And I resonate with that for myself because I'm going to always be in transformation. Like my life, everyone's life is about transformation. Okay, since we're talking about that, let me show y'all these pictures in my window. Look, those big pictures. Look at those big butterfly metamorphosis. They've got the cocoon, and then I think that side, this one right here is about moths, and this one is the butterflies. Isn't that cool? That's actually a big window, and I put those big pictures there because I bought those big pictures in 2016, and then when I moved into this house, they didn't fit like where I wanted them to fit behind my couch, and those big windows just face like an ugly fence. And so I just put the pictures in the window, and that way I don't have to sit there and like close the curtains, open the curtains, close the curtains, open the curtains. So it's great. I love having those prints in my life. So I'm Butterflydia, and I'm constantly evolving and changing. And that is what we are here on this earth to do. And when we embrace that and recognize that, life is meant to be good, and we can be empowered even by our challenges. We can overcome them. You know what? Isn't today Martin Luther King Day? We shall overcome. Okay, I'm going to talk about that on my 5-minute booster bounce today. I'm going to talk about Martin Luther King and his whole plight about overcoming. So I think you can use that concept of overcoming in your own life, that no matter what challenges you face, which I've had big ones happen in my life, big, major, crazy experiences, and I have overcome them. And, you know, when I write my book or something, I'll be sharing about it. What time is the booster? I don't know. It might happen early. I don't even know what time it is. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:23 a.m.
It's 11:23 a.m. I'll probably do a booster. I might do a booster before I have my lunch just to get it done. Sometimes I just do it because I want to just get it done and not think about it. What times are you on daily with weekends included? You know what, Jerose? Because I'm a butterfly, I don't create a schedule to live up to expectations. I don't want that for you in your life, and I don't want that for me in my life. And you know why YouTube is so beautiful? Because you don't have to miss it, even when you're ready to sit down and watch whatever inspiration we're trying to delve out here. You can make it work on your time when it works for you, because the videos are out there ready for you to click and sit in your cozy couch or your cozy chair with your cozy blanket and get in there and just see what there is for you today. So I will tell you that because right now I'm not working, so I'm on more often. But believe me, when I get a job, I won't be able to be on here as much. I'm just planting the seeds today while I'm not working. So, what is pretty much my schedule? If you look, I can give you a general schedule of how I do it. So, I wake up in the morning, usually check my phone, do my lumen, which is my CO2 reader, brush my teeth, put my clothes on, come in the kitchen, set up my lighting and my turn on all the lights and put the rebounder down. And that's usually between, I'll say 8:30 and 9:30 is typical. Every once in a while, like if I had a late night and I stayed up till 2 listening to a podcast for an hour and 44 minutes like I did the other night, it might happen at 10 or 10:30. Okay, so that's more rare. But usually between 8:30 and 9:30. If I have somewhere to go and I need to be somewhere by 9 o'clock, I'm going to knock it out early and I'm going to do my live and I'm going to knock it out early. If that's just general, okay? So I would say between 8:30 and 9:30 is my natural butterfly schedule, okay? If I'm doing a booster, sometimes I like to get the booster knocked out early, which typically turns out to be around 1:30 or 2. That's an early booster, which is my 5-minute booster. Those are fast. I do them quick, and then I typically jump off. I don't sit around and talk that much on those. Then normally, if I don't do an early booster, I end up boosting around, I don't know, between 4, and we're talking Central Standard Time, so 4 to 5, 6. If I'm out running around and I'm not home at the time that I would normally do a booster, I would say that I'll come home and probably the latest I would want to do a booster is like 7:30, because as I start to do boosters around 8, the oxygen in my body my cells are so charged and active that I can't go to sleep. And I like get to sleep like even though I go to bed, I'm in my bed, I can't get to actual sleep till like 1:30. So I don't recommend doing a late booster. So if I'm really feeling like I needed it because I probably ate too much or something and I want to get a lymphatic opening before I go to sleep, then I might do a late booster and take a chance on the falling asleep part. But you know what? Sleep is so valuable because there is there is a circadian rhythm of the body that matches with sunlight, and our cycle and our digestive system has a clock. And so y'all can go look at a circadian, it's spelled CIRCADIAN. One of my first podcast videos, October of 2022, I did an interview with Sharon Kapp, and she talked about and educated us on the circadian rhythm. You can go to my videos under the tab called videos and scroll down to the oldest video and you'll find it faster. You just search oldest versus popular oldest. You'll find Sharon Kapp and the circadian rhythm, and she describes the body and how it goes through the digestive cycle and the healing at night. And so really that's why they say don't eat anything after 8, because your body needs to stop digesting so it can heal, and it's already in a cycle. Do I always follow that? No. The other day I ate something at 10:30, which was, I was like, this is dumb. Why are you eating this? But I did it anyway. Even though I know about the circadian rhythms and I know about the digestion and the healing and all that, so we don't always do what we know. Like knowing it and doing it, or like that's a science right there. That's a discipline, is knowing what you know, but then doing the action. I think the key to unlock that component is emotions. If you can learn how to be really in touch with your emotions, then because your emotions are driving your behavior more than we give them credit for. So that's why the first video I did on ways to nurture yourself emotionally was the first video I did. So again, now this is a 30-minute video. Initially, I was going to cut it off at 15 minutes, but now it's a 30-minute video. So I'm going to heat up my coffee with water. I'm going to come back and start video number 3, and we will talk about, do y'all want to do mental next or spiritual next? Ways to nurture yourself mentally, or do y'all want me to do ways to nurture yourself spiritually next? Tell me what you want. Y'all get to pick. I'll wait for the answer. What are y'all interested in? Y'all want mental or spiritual next? I'm gonna, when I close this video, I'm gonna pop back on. So those 9 people who are on here watching, y'all are welcome to pop back on for video series 3. It is an Arctic cold here today, so I'm just sitting around in front of my heater right there. It's behind me. Okay, Sheila gets mental. Thank you, Sheila, for answering and playing along. Thanks for playing along. Okay, I'm going to say bye-bye. I'm going to heat up my coffee, take a quick potty break, and then I'll be back, okay? Let Butterflydia choose. Look, you spelled it right. Oh, you missed the F, but that was probably a typo. Let Butterflydia choose. And a lot of people say it wrong when they see it written. They say butterfly dia. Butterfly dia. It's Butterflydia. Butterflydia. I have something in my eye. All right. Saying goodbye for 5 seconds. Actually, more like 3 minutes, okay? Let me go heat up my coffee. I'll be back. See you on the next one. Bye.